Hello all, welcome to the new episode of Craft Kahani. Today we are here with Divakar sir. His works include Ranarangam, Nillila, recent movie, Grada Parvam. My personal favorite, Nillila. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you
for coming.
No worries.
Sir, my viewers kosam, a little self-introduction about yourself.
Self-introduction. First of all, na Telugu anta it's not so good, so I'll speak in English. I am Divakar. I am a cinematographer. I am from Chennai. I studied in the Film Institute in Chennai long back in 2004. I was a gold medalist in my institute. Then went on to be a video journalist with NDTV for about 6-7 years. During that period, I sort of traveled all around the country doing a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. So the Antloka documentary called Killing Fields. It got me a Commonwealth Broadcast Asia Award. Oh. So because of that, I had the opportunity to go and study at the New York University. So I went and studied in New York for a year about filmmaking. Then I came back from my college days. It's my dream to work with Santosh Sivan sir. I used to look up to his work. For a long period, I tried joining him from my college time. It didn't happen. So when I came back from America, I approached him again. So he was gracious enough to accept. So I started working with Santosh sir for about 5-6 years in films like Ravan, Urumi, Tuppaki and all those films. Then I debuted as an independent cinematographer in a Hindi film called Jugni. Then I did a Malayalam film with Priyadarshan sir. Oh. Then in Telugu I did Keshava, Ranarangam, Nillila, Virata Parvam, and then I did a small film called Muttaya before that. So okay. Yeah, that's where I am.
Sir, it's not that all easy that you are doing from since so long.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience.
I'm starting to look old also, so.
No, you're still looking. Sir, I just want to start.
Yeah.
I want to show my love to you today.
Please.
Sir, generally in every movie, like when I saw some movie or something like that, either one shot will be good, like this scene came really good, like something like that we speak about some movie. But in your movie, every movie I feel like every shot, every frame is so beautiful, so the lighting, everything on point. How it is possible for you every time like that?
I'm glad that you feel like that, but I don't know. While shooting, I try to do whatever best for the scene. It can be a small scene, a song, fight. So whatever content came correct, we try to do that. But I'm glad that you find it nice.
No, so something magic is happening before that. Because every movie is like that. Not even one shot is something. If it is like some insert also, you keep it on point.
No, but it matters. No, see, for me, if it's an introduction shot or an insert, I want to treat it the same way because it is an important shot in the film. So, nice. Okay, it's on close-up Kahani, we can't leave it. Yeah, sure. Everything, it's like every frame is our work. It's like your baby, Yeah, it needs to eat breakfast correctly, lunch correctly, dinner correctly. So, we also want to shoot everything, That's how I think most of them do that. I also do that. So,
yeah. Yes. Sir, can you tell how is your process, like before starting any movie?
Process? Not big process. Whoever calls me for work, I go and shoot.
Pre-production, like what you
Pre-production. Do? See, firstly, I am a little choosy in doing films, because I have my strengths, I have my weaknesses, or there are some films we see and we think like, how did they shoot it? So I like to do films that are challenging. I always want to contribute something to the film. Okay. For example, if somebody comes with a script, it's a great script, then I want to know what I can do to the script from my side. See, there are a lot of technicians, there's an editor, there's an art director, there's a music director. So as a cinematographer, how I can visually enhance the script. That is my first thing. If I think I can do that to that film, I'll take up the film. Okay. Also, I try to do different genres. See, for example, after Keshava, when I did Keshava, after Keshava, there was a lot of opportunities that came which were all thriller. Okay. Because we did a thriller. But I consciously doesn't want to do, because then we were also in the same, like after Ranarangam, there were a lot of gangster film that came. I said we just did a gangster film for a year, so I want to break into something. Okay. So at least so that you try to do something in that I try to do. And pre-production for me mostly is about how we can, from our side, like as a cinematographer, how we can give the script kind of visual approach. The director was also a lot of things matters with the director also. The script is like, you know, a love story is treated very differently by a Maniratnam sir or very differently by a Imtiaz Ali, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So the director also has a style to the script.
Yeah,
so when we read a script, we also know what the director is thinking, how he wants to sort of play with the actors or visualize. So we need to understand that also, and then we try to, like, Sudhir Verma is very different from Anisa C, and yeah, so that also is very important. Other than that, pre-production wise, whatever the script, I always follow the script.
Okay.
So
like, do you do any short division, like look of the film, tone of the film, something like
tone
that?
definitely we do. Look of the film definitely do. Like for example, if the film also has like for example, Renila Nanila,
Okay.
when there is a slight element of fantasy to the film,
Okay.
so we want to treat it that way.
Okay.
So in pre-production only we told the director, let's do this. Let's not shoot anything in like top light. Let's try and do. But for Ranarangam, since he's a gangster, and there's one big fight in Ranarangam in second half. We wanted to shoot in that Uppada beach in Vizag, all in top light, so that you want to feel the sand, the heat,
yeah.
because that sort of adds to to that mood. So likewise, in terms of design, in terms of all the sorts of mood setup and all, we definitely discussed before.
Okay.
Short division comes in a much later stage, I would say.
Okay.
Short division also comes in a stage where we need to look into, say, for example, what's the narrative style like?
Okay.
Like, can we go as a single shot, or if the director likes to have a lot of cuts in terms of reaction, expression, or if the pace of the film is in a way that we can't do single shots, we need to have a lot of cuts. Or shall we, like you know, what sort of lensing we'll do, how we do movement. Like Virata Parvam, while we were discussing about pre-production, I told one thing very clear to Venu, like, since it's a period film, and since it's about this girl's journey, like Venila's journey to find her lover, and it is all set in a small village in the first half, I said we'll only use track and trolley and crane. There is no jimmy jib, no gimbal, because I want everything to be very steady, very smooth, so that the period, a little bit of the feel of the period comes. Otherwise, when you do a little of gimmicky sort of a movement, sort of break off into the zone. So that I was very particular. Let's only do this. Let's not have a lot of things. Like Nila, I said it's three people's drama in second half inside a place where they're stuck. Let's do a lot of close-ups. Let's not go like wide and all. So those kind of small visual language, those kind of small things that might add to the content, we work on a short division basis.
Like these things happens before only?
Yeah, much before. Yeah, while discussing only, or when we go to Recce also it happens.
Okay.
So we will approach this style, or we will do this style. Like most of the first half of Virata Parvam, I shot all the Sai Pallavi's portion. So we wanted to shoot in a so-called monsoon mood. Because she is leaving her home, which is a safe place, into something that she doesn't know. What is the Advis, she can expect. So there is a little bit of gloomy sadness to it. So we wanted to maintain that thing. So those kind of tonal mood and all, we definitely
Sir,
work
for the
with.
mood, as you said about Virat Parvam, did you shot in monsoon or did you shot in some other time period?
We shot in monsoon, but some places where we didn't get clouds, we used some filters to create that monsoon while shooting. But yeah, we started Virata Parvam in April and we shot it through August, September. So the things that we shot in July, August now was very nice because of the monsoon. So we did a lot of, so whenever I could see a lot of sky, a lot of monsoon, we used to have like a wide shot with a lot of headroom, with a lot of sky, so that we established those things. When we don't have it, I try to not frame it that way so that we escape.
Sir, how important is for the cinematographer to know about other crafts like editing, music,
very, very important.
sounds and everything?
I think it's very
How much
important.
knowledge that we should have at least?
I think, see, it's like if you want to appreciate good food, people will know what went through it. Oh, the ginger is right, the salt is, it's like that. I always think for a cinematographer, if he can understand basics of editing, like where they might cut the shot, or how they might use the shot, or what is the mood of the film, or okay, if there is a track shot, how speed you need to go for the track, because what if they put a RR, let's not go, if it's a sad thing, I say it's very important. Like see, for example, how we appreciate good cinema when we watch it. I think it's like that. When we look into saying why I like this scene, because it's nice. The music is nice. The long shot is nice. There is no dialogue. It's nice. So like if you see a film like a Pushpaka Vimanam and all, there is no dialogues. Yet it is so interesting to watch. We will be like, why? See, the sound is so important.
Yeah.
So also when we shoot it, we know that they can play with some sounds. I would say very important to gain knowledge of other crafts, because it all sort of enhances your work also, I would say.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely. Especially in cuttings and all. Like when a director says that, we'll do a suggestion, where he's going to cut.
Okay.
On which dialogue he's going to cut. So you know how the scene might play out. Accordingly, you can play the camera or do the mood or do the lensing and all those things. Yeah.
Sir, do you think which craft is more important, like editing, you think?
All crafts are equally important.
No, like for the cinematography while you're shooting.
To understand?
More in the sense.
Yeah, see, even if you don't have a great music knowledge, it's still fine. Okay. But understanding of editing is really important. Also, understanding of a little bit of the script, the scene is also important. So we know that, see, for example, if there is a scene, if somebody is angry and she's throwing at something and she's leaving the house and in an angry mode, what sort of a movement you want to have is very important. What is the pace of the film? That time I don't want to go very slow. You want to go with her. Or if somebody is very sad, he's just breaking down slowly. You don't want to do. You want to do very smooth. So according to the scene also, I think it's very important. Yeah.
Okay, sir. There are times when we are shooting, we know that this is going to work. We know that it's done. We can't expect anything from this movie. And how do you motivate yourself that I should go and give my best?
Thankfully, I have not come to a stage or a day that while shooting I said this is not going to work. But
you don't stay outside, but you know that everything.
See, one thing even the kind of films that I have chosen or the kind of work I do, I think I sort of go into that zone, into that space to shoot the film the best of ability that I can do. We don't know if it's going to be a hit or a flop, is it going to release or not, is it going to be a theatrical or OTT, tomorrow COVID will come or not come. We don't know anything about tomorrow. Yeah. All we have is now, all we can have is this one shot which I can take it nicely to my best of ability.
Full of positivity.
So, yeah, because see, then only it's like take it one day at a time, it's like that. Yeah. So, we don't know how it's going to happen. So, even if, see, for example, there are so many times as a cinematographer, when you wake up, you think that, oh, the light is going to be so soft. I'm going to do a nice, close-ups of this beautiful actor and it's going to be a romantic scene and all. When you go out, it's going to be so hot. Some things are not happening. The weather is not suiting you. Everything may go wrong.
Yeah.
But then you need to try and do what best you can do in that. Yeah. It cannot be optimum for you all the time, no. God is kind, but not so kind also. So it's challenging. So we need to sort of see the other side. Okay, it's a challenging.
We should be prepared for it.
Yeah. How do we do it better? Or how do we sort of use this to our Keshava, while we were shooting in RFC, there's a climax portion when the hero sort of goes and he turns the bike and all those things. So we wanted to put a light, like a backlight kind of thing from behind. But it's a little like a block shot where it's a straight road on RFC where we cannot place a light because the light is in the frame. So I was thinking what to do. There was one car just went randomly and he was taking a U-turn.
Okay.
And I liked that car so I said, you know what, let's not put any light. You park the car there, Innova car, and just switch on the headlights. We shot the entire thing with that headlight only. Oh. It came out nice. So something happened there also. That magic happens there. We can't get stuck. You know what? No, I need to put light. Then only you can't do that. Sometimes some magic happens. You need to be ready for that. So
Sir, I want to ask about Nillila.
Please.
I think so many people are ready to know about this movie. My favorite, personal favorite.
Thank you.
Sir, there are people who achieve some good look in London because we are Hollywood, the climate conditions are good, everything is good in Hollywood. People say that it's easy to get that. But you try to achieve the same look in Hyderabad as well.
Oh.
That father portion is there, no? Family portion. We shot in the same place.
Oh, okay.
We never looked in that way. You completely shown in a different way. That blocking, the lighting, everything is in a completely new way for me.
Okay. Nillila was a nice film. The director, who's also my good friend Ani, he has he's worked with, so when I was assisting Santosh Sivan sir, he assisted Priyadarshan sir. Oh. So like that we sort of work together. So from that time we travel, he understands my sensibilities, I can understand his sensibility. So when Ani narrated this film, I wanted to, since the film has a little bit of fantasy element and it happens in a place where these people get stuck in a place
that's
in
cool.
the entire second half. So I had everybody has a reference point or a inspiration. So I really like this film called Inside Llewellyn Davis by Bruno Del Bonal.
Okay.
So he did this Amelie and all those films.
Yeah.
So I really liked his work in Inside Llewellyn Davis. So I said like sometimes, because it was shot in New York and in winters, it has that very cold and things. Because while discussing Nila, Ani was telling that, are you okay? Everybody's going to be wearing white.
Yeah.
Because there's no color, because they're all chef, and in kitchen everybody is white, and there is a African American chef who's a little dark, there is a Chinese chef, there is a English woman who's very fair, there are Indian skin tones, so there are multiple skin tones, but they're all wearing white, and it's in one space. Are you okay? I said, see, that's the content, right? That's the story. We can't change it. We can't say that, okay, let's all wear colorful clothes. So when it came to that, so I wanted to do like a treatment, because in Inside Llewellyn Davis, it's all very grey, but yet they're all wearing very sort of a grey tones, and like it's very nice. I really like. It's very challenging, but very nicely done. Okay. We couldn't do it to that level, but when we get inspiration, we try to do something like. So we work like that. A lot of people actually, like some people who like the film keep asking me like, what did it? We shot. London, the weather was very nice. I was very particular. We should shoot in that time period, like in November, December, January. Because if you go to, because in places in Europe and all, light really changes. In summers the light is so nice and the skies are blue. In winter it's so dark and grey. Yeah. So I said we have to shoot in, because that time I was finishing Virata Parvam, so I was pushing them to shoot in November, December. So we went to Rekki and all those things. So the weather really helped because of hardly we could see sun. So it's always overcast. It's always very very soft white light. The actors' skin tones are all very good. Ashok and Ritu and Nitya. So that sort of added. I even made fun of Satya Garu. Satya Garu, everybody is so fair. When you come for comedy scene, it's so complicated. It's such a nice actor. So then we also use a little bit of haze throughout the film. Manually we sort of applied haze. I also used a ProMist filter while shooting the film on the camera, and we tried to interrupt.
Can you tell me what the ProMist you use? Like it's off or full?
I think what do we use? I think for the wide shots we used half. Okay. For the close-ups, we used half. For the wide shot we used full. I think.
Okay. Yes, please continue.
So that's what we used, and what else we did? That's it. And we tried to shoot everything in like very minimum exposure, so that there's not much depth. Because it's a makeshift place where we shot the kitchen. It's not a kitchen. It's a warehouse. Okay. So it's not a real kitchen where you could expose. So that lack of depth of field and all helped a little bit in terms of. And we shot on red helium with master prime lenses.
Okay. So can you tell the lighting pattern for that movie?
Lighting pattern. There's no strict pattern. I think second half.
Especially in that chef place.
Yeah, second half I think about 20 minutes or 25 minutes happens inside that space. Yeah. So we lit only from outside. Okay. We never had any light inside. So everything was lit from outside. Like there is some light outside the street or something like that is sort of leaking inside. That's how we treated. Interior we used a lot of diffusions. I have one picture, I'll try and show it to you. There's no place to walk inside because there are so many stands and papers. So I am a little one OCD person. I want to, if there is a shadow, I want to diffuse it there than doing it in DI. So I cannot, even my assistants keep telling sometimes, we can do it in DI, but I like a lot of diffusion. So I diffuse light a lot, and I try to do it there. So we did a lot of things there. So Vishnu, a colorist in Annapurna, very good colorist. So he also did like a little experimentation in terms of toning. So usually when it comes to cold, in Indian films people like to do a little bit of blue, but I really want to avoid blue. So we did a little bit of grey, so toning wise also. But he also kept telling me everything is so nice and it's so soft and.
Yeah, he was telling me on time when he was doing that movie came really, how the people are doing. It's a new age movie, something like that he was trying to say.
It is.
I was really
so I like the film. So I just wish the film reached more people because it released during COVID, so it had only an OTT release and a lot of people didn't see. But
Sir, can you tell about the production design department? Like, let me complete the question. Like in every movie, usually cinematographers say that in this department, our department is not working. People are not giving that much what we want from the production. Like they keep on saying some things like this. But in your movie, every movie, the production design is completely beautiful.
Is it?
Then
we got good production design.
Is it you are lucky, or are you keeping a lot of efforts with them?
Yeah, I could be lucky, could get good production designers. I've worked with some very good production designers. I would say production design is so very important for cinematography. You know, it's like you cannot take it out. It's like
it's our part.
Yeah, you put a camera, you put a frame. What is there in the frame is also very important for the frame. Like, you know, it's not like we put some magical camera. You put the same Red or an Alexa, whatever. See, also what I would say, no, it can be an unfortunate or a fortunate part. Cinematography is a collaborative art form. You know, it's like if I'm a poet, I can write a poetry and show you my talent, or if I am a painter, I can just paint and show you. If I am a cinematographer, I need to have a good script, I need to have a good actor to enact the script, I need to have a good PD, good makeup artist, so that everything comes together. Yeah. So cinematography cannot be good if you don't have this support. Yeah. And especially production design. So I generally, while signing the film, only I'll ask the director who's the PD.
Achha, you're very particular about the production design.
I mean, I'm not very particular about I want a particular person, but I want to know who is it. Then I work in very detail. Like for example, Sri Nagendra Garu, who did the Virataparam. He's very strong in that earthiness and all the rural stuff. So when I said like we are doing a period film, I told Nagendra Garu, I'm not going to do anything in post. Okay. It's not like we shoot something, we put a tone, I'm not going to do that. Let's do everything here. Okay. You age the chair here, you age the walls here, you age everything here. So like there is one very, very, very nice project which I'm very proud of, which we shot for Netflix, which is not out yet, called Shila Likitam. Okay. It's like a short story of a very popular writer called M.T. Vasudevan Nair in Malayalam. Okay. So we shot, it's a 40-minute film. I shot with Priyadarshini sir. Okay. So the story happened in the 1980s. Okay. So it's in a very typical Kerala Tharavad, it's an old house. Okay. So the production designer, his name is Mohan Das, a fantastic job. Like the detailing that he did for the thing, I before putting the camera I got so excited. Yeah. I was like, so nice, his houses, how did you find? The house is new, he's made it like that. It's just so good. So you get so excited to shoot something like that because everything is nice. So so that way production is very important. I try to work very in detail with the production designers. Sometimes what happens, like it's like we need to go and shoot in a real location where you can't change the color of the wall, you can't change the color of the sofa, whatever it is. Then we try to do something with lighting and all. Otherwise, we try to do so much in the frame. It's I would say like 50% of cinematography is a good production design. Yeah. Really, it is.
Sir, other question, like, do you study actors' profiles, sir, before starting in a movie? Like, the best angles, like, which kind of light is good?
Little bit we do, yeah. It is important. Like, if you have like an actor, say for example, who has very deep eyes, or a stronger, eyebrows or whatever, that you can't lit from the top, then you will have dark shadows, or if somebody's features are something, somebody has a little brown face or a toned down face, then we need to we do really, like for example in Nila, like Nitya Garu's facial structures is very different from Ritu's. Yeah. So when we shot Ritu a kind of angle, when we did Nitya kind of angle, we do that. Sometimes when it becomes a little complicated, it's like when you have a frame and there are 5-6 people, so we can't do much. But if it's an individual person close up, we definitely do. And it's very important also, I think.
Yeah. Do you do often, sir, that one? Like,
I do what?
Do you do it as often for every movie, or is it for some time?
No, see, when we know that this is the actor, then we see, like for example, Sai Pallavi Garu, we wanted to go with zero makeup for Virataparam with her. Okay. So, and Sai Pallavi Garu's skin is so sensitive that if she stands in the sun for like 15 minutes or something, she becomes very pink. Okay. So then we try to cut down or try to make her not stand in the sun for some time, or try to make her, or we do like a little bit of skimming on top and things like that. So we do, I try to do most of the times.
Sir, you spoke about the makeup right now.
Makeup.
Can you tell like how important it is for the makeup for the camera?
Makeup is very important. Why makeup is very important? No, see what has also happened. No, because of digital, you shoot in like 8K cameras and God knows 6K cameras and all sorts of things, and people are watching it in like ultra LED TVs, and also everything is so crystal clear.
Okay.
So what also people think, no, makeup is something you just put on your face. You know, it's not that. There are so many makeups. Like, you know, if you want to make someone look very dull, you need makeup. If you want to make someone look very sleepy or drunk, you know, those kind of detailed makeups are also there. I tried to go with the script. Like for Virata Param, I really requested most of the actors to come with no makeup. Like Rahul Ramachandra sir did not have any makeup. Sai Chand sir, who did Sai Pallavigara's father, has no makeup. Sai Pallavigara has no makeup, so like that.
Okay.
But for Ninnila, we wanted to be like that. Naza sir, we wanted him very clean every time. Like his hair is nicely set. He looks because in a particular way. Because he's a chef. Or Ritu, her nails are right. She's very correct because she has an OCD. So those kind of things we try to do. So according to the script, but makeup is very important.
Sir, can you tell little details? Sir? Personally, I don't know much about the makeup. I want to know, like, when we are seeing in the camera with so many lights, people usually say, like, cameramen, like, too much of makeup today, like, dull it.
Yeah, see, I try to do what if I am shooting in outdoors when there is a harsh light or when we are not going to use so much of softness. I tell people they can add a little bit of foundation so that the pores and things like that doesn't show.
Okay.
If I am shooting in indoor in a controlled environment where I know that if there are some things that in their skin that is very visible, it can be a pore, it can be an acne or whatever, we try to soften it with lights and things. If it's in a control, we try to do. Or I'll tell people to cover it up with makeup a little bit.
Okay.
So, or we are shooting a film with Prasad Verma now, where the character needs to look very, very tired.
Okay.
They are tired because they are stuck in one place.
Okay.
Now we are shooting every day. They do look tired in the end of the day of shooting. Okay. But next day morning they are very bright because they just came, had a nice sleep and they are coming. So when you see them, they are very bright. So we dull it down, we tone it down, we use a lot of under eye, we make it look like, maybe add a little bit of amber powder here and there to make it look dull. So it works both ways, to beautify or to de-glamourify.
Yeah. Sir, can you tell your post-production, sir, DA? How do you, you keep it in the pre-production time only that you have some idea? For example, when we are shooting, we shoot in some white balance, right? We try to maintain something throughout the scenes or something like that. But in RAW, we completely change it in DA.
DA, yeah.
Like, do you have something idea before like that?
No, as I told you, while I'm shooting only, I try to do, like, if I'm using a colored light, I try to shoot in that temperature where the colored light looks that way there.
Okay.
I don't like to shoot it in one thing and change it in post one thing because I like to see what is going to be while shooting. I am that one, I don't know, rigid.
But that is actually good. If you're watching something on set, it's completely happy.
But little bit of fine tuning happens in DA also. Like if the red is too much, you want to cut it down a little bit of saturation, we can do. Or if you're using multiple cameras, like if there can be an Alexa and red, the color space of both the cameras will be very different. That we try to match in DI. And I have been fortunate to work with some good colorists over the years. So they also come up with a lot of inputs of their own and things like that.
So,
but
not much more. Like
not see, DI again is like an ocean of things that you can explore and do so many things.
Okay.
I am a little old school. I do 80 to 90% on set. I'm a little scared and don't want to leave for the DI. I even have.
But that is
I even have something to say. What if I finish the film? Okay. For some reason there is no time for DI. The producer wants to release the film. No, I can't wait saying that no DI is not. So I want to ensure after the edit, if you want to release also, the film should be correct.
Because you're perfect, so that's why it's coming that good.
No, because
people usually, some other people don't know what the things also.
No, but imagine if you're doing that old school film time. No, you can't tweak so much. No. So yeah.
I want to know that what is the best lighting that you did in your entire career, sir?
I don't know. I'm still trying to do best lighting. I'm still learning and still trying every day. I think we are trying to achieve.
Like explain your best scenes that you want. You felt like that is a good scene that you did.
I would say one satisfying thing. Maybe we did one Ani, who was the director of Ninnila.
Okay.
So before Ninnila, we did one small short film he wanted to try.
Okay.
So we did a film called Maya. So Maya we shot for a day. In one day we finished the film. It's a small film. So in the script, the first line that Ani wrote was like, there's a sunlight coming onto the table. We open there, and there's a writer. He's sitting on a table and he's writing something. That's what he's written.
Okay.
So we shot in Chennai. We shot on a day when there was no sunlight, and that house doesn't have sun coming in. So we shot the entire film with one light, with only one light, one baby or a 5 kV, I don't know. Only one light we did. I really like the feel of the film, the way it came and all. So yeah, probably that one. I like the film because there's no complication.
Okay.
It's only one light that's coming from the window. That's it. And we shot the entire film with that. I remember Tirusar, Tirunavakar, the DOP.
Yeah.
He saw that film and he sent a long voice note to the director talking about the cinematography, how it is shot very well. I felt very nice listening to that voice note. So
such a beautiful one. Sir, can you tell for the young cinematographers how important
I'm
is
also
it?
young.
Yes, sir. How important for the people is it for to go practical knowledge, or is it for the film schools?
Yeah. I also do a lot of things. People, a lot of young people or upcoming people come and ask me. See, I would say I am someone who studied in a film institute, studied cinematography for 3.5 years in a film institute. I also worked with Santosh Sivan sir for a good 7-8 years. See, it works both way. You know, I would not say that, you know what, you go to an institute, you go to a university and study everything on paper, and then you can come and do everything on the field. Because cinematography has a lot of technical expertise, and you need to have a lot of practical experience. It's like I would say there is a 3-point lighting we teach. You know, there is a key, fill, and a kicker, and there is a ratio and all. You can't explain that thing to a lightman who's coming every day, who's working for a particular hours for a particular amount of money.
Yeah.
So the motivation you need to do to them. Also, what happens on cinematography, to an extent, after a point, also becomes a huge man management thing. Like, you know, you have at least about 20 people under your department.
Yeah.
You know, it can be a lightman, a track and trolley fellow, a camera assistant, a focus puller, your own assistants. You need to keep motivating them so that they can all give their best for me, so that I can give the best for the film.
Yeah.
And you also need to push them, challenge them, because they work with multiple people all the time. You know, tomorrow there's no shoot, they go to another DOP, so they have a own style. So that way, I would say, to also be on the set.
Yeah.
To understand what is what. Like, you know, I would be it on paper, I would say you put a composition like this and you give this much space and this is everything. But if you go to a beach, you can't put that composition, you know, the flow might not be. I mean, you know, so again, I always keep this example, like it's like cooking. You can read a cookery book. It doesn't mean that you can make that biryani correctly.
Yeah.
You know, first you need to switch on the stove. You need to know when the thing, you might, like, you know, burn your finger. It might not come on. It's like that. So it is very good to have theoretical knowledge. It is also very important to have a practical knowledge. So like I would give you one small example, okay? I studied in a film institute for about 3.5 years. We did everything. We did a film and blah, blah, blah. Then I worked with Santosh Sivan sir for about 6 years over a period of 5 to 6 films. When I did my first film, the Hindi film, the second film is a Malayalam film with Priyadarshan sir. The second day or third day of shoot, we are shooting an item song in night effect in an open place.
Okay.
No, I have never experienced being on a set shooting an item song. I don't know how to do an item song, or I don't know how to light it. It's not on floor, so I don't know how to light it. So I was like, shit. Maybe if I had worked one more year with Santosh sir and like learned this also, like or been on a set and seen this. So it's an experiment. So you know, it's so, but it is challenging. Then we did a lot of things and all. So I'm saying it's always an experience. Like, you know, you cannot say that I know everything. Yeah. Tomorrow is a challenge. You don't know, something will go off. There won't be. I don't know. It's challenging. It's fun. So I would say theory is important, but practical is also equally important. So because why I am telling this is, a lot of youngsters who come and say, you know what, I've studied this course. I can go and shoot. Of course they can go and shoot. It's not that they cannot shoot. They can shoot. But will they have all the knowledge of the thing? We don't know.
Yeah.
Or, so that I am someone who always suggests young people, it is always good to work with someone. I keep telling my assistants also, it's like when you're assisting someone, if you do an error, if you do a mistake, it's your DOP's name, not your name.
Yeah.
But when you're shooting, it's in your film, it's your name. You know, there is a flare or a glare coming. That experiment and all you should do while working with someone. So when you're doing your film,
you're safe.
You are safe.
Sir, what advice do you have for any cinematographers, sir? Like, who have very minimal resources.
Okay.
Like, what do you want to say about that? How do you want to get
Just
that good
explore
shots?
whatever you have.
Like,
See, all
from your experience, like-
experience. See, that's what I'm saying. I am someone who I always like. How do I say? I like challenges. Like, you know, we did. Say, for example, we did Ranarangam, which is a in terms of budget, it's a slightly bigger film, and we had 2 cameras. We used master anamorphic lens, and we had lots of lights and all sorts of camera. Then I did a film called Muttaya, which was shot in like 12 days with a very minimum budget. We didn't have anything. I think we used some bulbs here and there and thermocol. I'm saying for that, so it's challenging. So I would also tell a lot of people, maybe the young people, it's not that you need to have X, Y, Z things to achieve a certain kind of result. You know, you could still do. Because of all the digital and YouTube, you can see a lot of people doing so many interesting, creative things. I think it's all in the mind. It's all in your mind. What you can use, how you want to use. You can make a visually fantastic film on an iPhone also. You can make a really bad looking film on a Alexa LF with signature prime lenses also. So,
like,
I would say,
can you say some particular things that you can keep in mind while you're shooting that you have experience?
I think you need to be
out?
very, very present. You need to be very, very alert. See, for example, why I'm saying very alert, no, for example, see, there is a magic hour. Sun has been so kind, God has been so kind. He's saying, you know what, every day, I'll give you an opportunity to shoot in magic hour twice. In the morning, in the evening, for 5 minutes. If you are ready, if you are capable, if you are smart enough, if you really want, use it. If you miss it, you wait for another 8 hours. You can try in the evening also. If you miss it, you can wait. He's giving an opportunity every time, but you need to be there at the moment to use it correctly. So like that, I always say you need to be present. If there is a good light, if you're shooting a scene here, if it's in the evening, if you see that the sun is setting and you get a good shadow thing, you need to be present there, and you need to convince everybody around your actors and all. Let's shoot it here. When we're shooting the climax of Kesho also, we were shooting at night in RFC. Suddenly there is a huge mist that came because of winters. I told Sudhir, let's just shoot it. You might not get it. I might not even put up machines to get it. Let's just shoot it, because that's the thing that you might not have it. So nature, I always tell cinematographers, nature is something you need to really respect, really be there. Even in Viratapuram, there is one shot which is one of my favorite shots, that she goes to the Adivi. There's a wide shot where there's a lot of wind. The entire grass and the entire thing moves. She goes into the Adivi. There is no light, there is nothing in that shot, it's just a wide shot, but because of the wind, it had so much impact. So those kind of things that nature gives us, I think we should be very alert. I am a very nature person, so I like to use all these things.
While you're shooting some scene, like in the set, in the script you have one vision while you're shooting the scene. The director comes up with some other vision. How do you balance that, sir?
We need to see what is best for the film, I think. I try to
But you think that you have some vision, no, like that? You think this works best for the movie?
See, again, sometimes what also happens is we as cinematographers, get carried away. This is to be like this and all. But if it's for a content, if it's for thing, we try to have a talk. We try to say, okay, it's not about whose vision is better. It's about what is going to work better for the film, for the scene, for the shot. So we try to talk it out and see what we can do best for the thing. Yeah, so it happens every time. See, for example, still it's okay if you're sort of doing this with a director. If you're shooting a song, the director is the choreographer majority of the times. If you're shooting a stunt scene, the action director is the. So you might have a visual style for the film, but the action director might come up with a visual style. So we need to talk it out and see like how we can do a single shot, or how we can have it like something that is not regular. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of man management. It's a lot of convincing. It's a lot of because they also come with a lot of experience. They also come with a lot of vision themselves. So I also learn a lot. Okay, why he's saying this shot, why it doesn't work. Maybe he might have a reason. I want to know what is the reason, or it's going to work. So I also learn a lot from that.
So let's conclude the interview with the rapid fire.
Rapid fire. I don't know if I can be so rapid, but I'll try. Yes.
Sir, daylight or warm light?
Warm light.
Airy camera or red camera?
Both.
Choose one, sir.
I like both.
Like you colors or something like that, which you like?
Airy.
Movement shots or tripod shots?
Again, depends upon the scripts.
Which you like the personally like the most?
Movement shots.
Movement shots. Interior shot or exterior shots?
Exterior.
Telezoom or block lens?
Block lens.
Spherical or anamorphic?
Again, script depends. I like both. I mean, I can't be choosy. Anamorphic, okay.
That's it, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Easy, rapid fire. Thank you. Spherical or anamorphic? You have to answer that. It really depends. What will you say, spherical or anamorphic? You can't say anything, see?